Last night we were able to keep score for a bunch of talented archers, and I could not have done what they were able to do. I've tried before. No matter where I aim, I always miss the mark every single time. And when Brennan and Aubrey became a part of this sport several years ago, we kind of dove in as a family and started learning about it. And it still makes me chuckle every time they say quiver or the phrase bows on toes. It really just makes me laugh. But I will say, archery is a hard parent sport. Here's why. There's no screaming section. You can't have any foghorns or yelling and cheering them on. You kind of have to sit in silence. That's a tough one for me. So we had to sit in the background and we had to quietly watch from afar, hoping that we can kind of count the points in our head and try not to show any concern on our faces. But I will say that while I was watching, I was thinking, I wonder what the Bible says about archery, or does it even mention it at all? And I was actually surprised to see that there are several passages about archers. King Saul, he was killed with an arrow. Ishmael, Abraham's son, was an archer. Esau used a bow and arrow to hunt. And Jonathan used an arrow to send a message to David while he was in hiding. In all, there are over 50 references to archery, bows, or arrows in the Bible. Sometimes we treat our lives like we are the master archer, and our arrows that we're shooting are weapons of destruction that are often flung at others. Even when our intentions seem good, when we play the role of archer, the arrows misfire. They go out of our control. They go beyond the target. They land who knows where. Sometimes they hit the target. Sometimes they completely miss it. Other times we find out that we have hit someone or something and caused great damage. And then there are times that we realize that we were aiming at the wrong target the whole time. In Isaiah 49:2 it says, "He made me a polished arrow. In his quiver, he hid me away." What if instead we considered ourselves instruments of the master archer and made the decision to submit to becoming arrows in the hands of the Lord, allowing ourselves to be used according to his will and his purpose, even when we have no idea how or where we're being used? I have to believe that God, who formed me, who controls all things, has a better plan for me than I could have ever imagined. And when I allow myself to be placed inside of his hands, then he will be able to accomplish more through me than I will ever be able to accomplish on my own. Now, these accomplishments may not be seen as success in the eyes of the world. And at times, they may not seem like success in our eyes either. But the more I yield myself to the master archer, the more polished of an arrow I become. And the more I remember that I was created for something greater. So today, let's make a decision to take a step back and allow the master archer to take over.